Yes, people, welcome back to my channel on Cast, where we're going to be talking about Man United stuff. And if you just saw it never found, you thought they can have chat for me about Europa League. Yeah, about Europa League, Tottenham, man. What kind of scrubs are these about Tottenham? Yeah, get a grip. Get a grip. But yeah, man. Anyways, people, smash the like button, subscribe. If you haven't seen, there's actually quite a few things that have come out about United. I didn't even get to even talk about it on Never a Foul because these lot think they're gonna have chess for me in it. It's all good. Everyone wants to come against United, which is fine. You know, we're the most hated pretty much. You know, it's not my fault that we win trophies in our worst season or we win trophies in our worst period. Yeah, there's just levels to this game. There's just levels to this game. I can't even remember who you even support. Who do you even support? I don't even know who you support. But yeah, man, look, we're going to be talking about Amorim's here to stay. So the Ineos are going to back him through the summer no matter what happens. That's come out. David Ornstein, you can even go back further than that. There's others that have said it. Nathan Salt. So if you want any sort of source credibility or source reference, there you go. That's done. There's also going to talk about Delap prefers Manchester United or leaning towards Manchester United. It came out yesterday. And I thought that was a little bit interesting because of the quotes beforehand. Yeah, kind of odd at this moment of time. I personally don't understand it. I will talk about it more in depth. It's just from the Amorim quotes which make me wonder about that. But anyways, and also there's Ederson new contacts from Alfredo Pedula. I think that's how you say his name, right? So he's been a tier one for Man United for quite a long time when it comes to Man United news. So yeah, man, it's just he's been on the money pretty much. It's just that Atalanta are gonna want a big fee. Simple. Big up if you're in the house. Chills from Rasmus to Delap, instant upgrade. I still got my reservations though, man, but it's like I can't even be picky. And I don't even know if Man United's going to get the deal over the line because it always comes down to what was said literally by Laurie Whitwell and so forth. So other tier ones of Man United, if you don't know about what he wanted beforehand. And then it comes out with the comments. It's a bit, even I can't really keep up with it in a way. It's like one instance in 1 week, they say one thing about the Delap and Champions League. Then the next thing is like, oh, but he's leaning towards Man United. But it's like, okay, but is that reliant on Champions League or not? I don't understand. Rivals are rattled 100%. Hyper protagonist, love to see that. Mr. Whopper, he says, keeping a man in 16th is wild. Get this bum Amorim out of the club. You support Liverpool. That's a shame. They got to back him with the signings as well. I think that's the whole idea. How the Delap as a second choice is fine, but first choice is Techie. I don't know. We'll dive into it. But if you haven't seen, the like button is only on 22 likes. So if you're going through this, then please, like, I beg, get the likes up. There's 150 of you in the house, so it would be nice. It would be nice if we can get that to at least 100 by the end of this stream as well. I'm seeing other little bits and bobs here and there. Why is he pinning so much stuff? That's a little bit weird. But it's come out that, you know, Man United are going to back Amorim. There's a lot of situations going on with Man United, actually. Ownership tension. I think there's going to be a lot of news that comes out in the next 3 months. I was reading an Athletic article. If you haven't seen it, go on their page, and it kind of describes Man United's situation. A lot of it is kind of opinion pieced, but it's broken down quite well. And in the next 3 months, you know, Glazers can literally decide if they want to kick Glazers can literally kick Ineos out or Sergeant Ratcliffe if they wish. But and in the same breath, they're talking about Joe Glazer, talking about he's more determined to get money and security for his family than pretty much having the whole ownership of Man United, even though apparently he's obsessed with Man United. I don't see the obsession. I don't get the obsession. I think he's only obsessed with milking out as much money as possible. That's just me. I think that's everyone that supports United. I think he's an absolute prick and he don't deserve to be here. And even though he has given reins to Ratcliffe to run the whole club, it kind of goes to show, doesn't it, that Ratcliffe isn't here to be a bit part player. If you're running the club from top to bottom, then surely, and in your vision and in trust in that, then surely you're looking to buy the whole club. What happens next, I don't know. We'll talk about it when new news comes out. But it's come out with Amorim as well that, you know, the Man United are going to back the guy. And again, what is it with... I don't understand this. I don't understand this thing. Every time Man United lose or have a bad situation, why is it that he always has to do a sit-down interview? The man's done more sit-down interviews than he's won in 2025 in terms of the Premier League. And I'm pretty sure that's like 4 times. Do you get what I mean? Like every single time. Who is sanctioning this stuff? And honestly, at some point, it kind of looks like it's Amorim's therapy. That's how it comes across. And I'm not getting onto Amorim. It's just, he must be tired of this rubbish. I don't even want to think personally. Look, a lot of United fans, you might not like what I'm going to hear, but for me, the problems go beyond and above Amorim. I don't think it matters who comes in to Manchester United as the manager. They might not be that great as well at the same time. Amorim's got a lot to prove, but for me, it stems way beyond that. But it's good to hear from my perspective. You lot might not like to hear it, that I'm actually happy United are looking to back Amorim in the summer and get him the players that's required. He needs to be backed, no matter what. I just feel like I want to see. I want him to have a fair chance. For me, I want him to have a fair chance. Before I get to your comments, I want him to have a fair chance. And what I mean by a fair chance is a fair crack at the whip in terms of at least Man United for themselves, and not just the manager, for ourselves. We bring in more quality of player, and we can see what happens through the season, and then give it. I don't know. I said give it 5 games. I don't even want to give it 10 games. I want to give it 5 games. If there's like 3 losses out of those 5, can't score, there's no identity going forward in terms of the players look lost, then I'd get rid. I don't think there's no harm in that. I think another manager can be definitely tempted to come in and take the reins. It's as simple as that. But United just need a much bigger package of quality in the squad. It's nothing short of disgraceful. We can't score goals. We create chances, but we can't score goals. We carry the ball. Actually, you know what? When it comes to total carries, Man United are the 3rd best in the league since Amorim has joined the club. But in terms of success in the final third, it's just that United lack idea. And that's a big reason why we can't score goals, because we've got certain bozos up front. But I don't think it's a risk spending 200 million on him, Yelladin, in the summer. I don't think it's a big risk, because at the end of the day, for me, United need to spend money, period, not on the manager, but on ourselves. That's what I'm trying to say. The Cunha shouldn't just come in because, you know, Amorim wants him, but it should of course come in because Manchester United want him, because he's a good player no matter who the manager is. If you're going to go look at Mbumos or Delaps or whoever else, yeah, of course, you can go get another player that Amorim might suit. But when it comes to Jason Wilcox and Vival and the rest of the crew that are, you know, doing the transfers, it should be bought from Manchester United, because even if another manager comes in, look, Dorgu, he looks like he'd be a competent enough left back, to be fair. He looked like he'd be quite a good left back at that. And allow the man to adapt. Patrice Evra said it himself. Let him have his period to bed in and let him see what he can do afterwards when there's better players around. Same thing with the midfield and same thing with the attack. That's it. Again, we're so focused on system, but in the same breath, the players, whoever's deployed, are just not good enough. And even if they are, they get injured. Xerxes, Ahmad's been injured. I feel like if we had Xerxes and Ahmad for a more extended period of time, we would add a few more results and people would be like, you know what, sure. You can see what he is, but he does keep playing these players. I want to see him be fair. I want to see him have a fair chance. And that's that. Grace says, what style of play would you like to see? I think style of play talk is overrated. Just win. Yeah, I'm in the same kind of area as you are, really, with all of that. 3-4-3 doesn't matter. 4-3-3 does not matter. Because what you see, right, and you can see it online or even maybe in some of your conversations in your own group chats, people want to go back to a 4-3-3. But realistically, whether you got 2 in the midfield or 3 in the midfield or 4 even in the midfield, Man United can't find enough balance because A, because of the best players being out, or B, we just don't have good balance, period. I've seen tacticos all the time. The tacticos are back out to play. I like to play tactico. There's nothing wrong with it, to be fair. You know, go ahead, do your thing. But now I'm seeing, Casemiro and Bruno is a midfield that would cook. In what century in the Premier League does that cook? There's no legs in there. It's not explosive enough. It's not, there's no acceleration. There's nothing going in there. It's slow and lethargic. That's the issue. And that's what I mean. There's no balance with Manchester United. I said it yesterday. I don't really want to get bored. I don't really want to get into the old nitty gritty because it's just boring talking about it every day. But I will argue with people, and I on my life, I'll keep doing it. Exactly. Thank you, Destroyer. Love, man. Big up yourself as well, man. It's been a minute, really and truly. 4-3-3 would suit our players more, but I want Ruben to get rid of the dirt. But as the 4-3-4 shows up the mentality of the poor players, I'm glad we're seeing. I'm glad we're seeing eye to eye. I think this 3-4-3 kind of showed who can play football and who can't play football. I'm not a tactical. I don't really do it, but I said I like to play tactical. So Wesley, like, again, all your comments towards me or in here are always negative. If you're always going to be on me, like in the other chat, I will ban you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be this way. What made you wake up this morning and think, oh, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go attack Cass with comments to the point I get some attention. Like I said, I can have 2, 3, 4 wives. If you want to be one of them, let me know and we can talk. Just bake off, bro. Adam said 3-5-2 might work, so why don't give it a go? I mean, I think, you know what it is with Amorim, yeah? I think sometimes the plan A doesn't work with set group of players. Where is the plan B? But the issue is we wanted plan A to work for a long time. Like, as in, even when, you know, what's his name? Ten Hag was in charge, the plan A and the plan B, it was all rubbish. But really and truly, if you look into it all, there have been plan Bs, but they don't work. Like the diamonds that are created on the left and right hand side, they lose possession too easy. Trying to tweak little bits and bobs, like trying to move, let's say, the central centre back into the DM position, it doesn't work because our players go hiding too much and they're not suited to pretty much collecting the ball in the middle of the park. We don't really have any of those players. The only one that we do have to date, that's to my knowledge, is Toby Collier. But he's always injured, so you can't really use him. Can't really trust that. The issue is, again, if you're not going to have enough goals, then you might not have enough outlet. 3-5-2 sounds like it should be something that works, because if you're going to have 2 strikers next to each other, it creates a different situation. And we've only seen that once. So it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult to kind of understand why he hasn't tweaked little bits and bobs. Like, is he scared, or does he not care enough with these players, knowing that they're not going to do much? It's difficult. It's such a difficult situation to even comprehend. Even for me, there's some things I just can't get behind. Transfer fee for Cunha will be 62.5 million plus a further 5 million in add-ons. Despite late, who's Valentin Furlan? I don't know who that is, but I hope so. What's this called? Are you a coach? You know what, Sonny? I actually used to be, so I've done my level 1 and 2. That was pretty easy, to be fair. And then level 3 requires you to manage a side. So I used to manage a Sunday league side that I used to play in on top of Saturdays. And technically I was the manager, but I was really the assistant manager. I'm not going to lie. And then I would obviously distribute players and how I wanted to play. We won actually, how about this? We done the cup double. Done. So that takes like a year to complete. But I think things might have changed now. What the hell is that? What the hell is that, bro? Give me a sec, man. What's going on here? Oh, fucking incense, man. Sorry. I don't believe he wants heart. But he said this. And he said it's going to be a lot more hurt before we get going again. And I think even Ineos has said that as well. And he's like, can things have went better? Yes. Is he underperforming? Absolutely. There needs to be some things are unforgivable. I have to admit. How much money do you think we'll make from sales? You know what? All right, cool. Before going to the Delap news, I think Rashford's only going to command 30 million. I'm going to be honest. I think Rashford only goes for 30 million. I think Anthony ends up going for 40 million. So that's 70. Then there's wage parts that are going to go off as well. We don't know what's going to happen with Sancho, whether you get the 5 million back and he gets sold again for 20 million. So let's just call it 25 million for sakes. So that's in total about 90 million. And then I'm pretty sure if I've missed a few others, you lot, help me out here as well. I'm pretty sure Garnacho's at a 50-50 if he goes. I think he's going to get put up for sale. I think he goes for about 45 million. I think United can, and then there's obviously academy prospects that are going to go further on and play for other sides, whether it's a 5 million here, maybe a 2 million there, stuff like that, etc., etc. I think realistically, and this is realistic, right? I think United can definitely recoup at least 130 to 150 million minimum from all the players that I reckon are going to leave the club, whether it's on loan, whether it's wages on a because they're going on a free, or I don't think Højlund gets sold. I think Højlund gets loaned out potentially, and then there's sales everywhere else. I haven't even thought of everyone like that, but yeah, I think something like that. I think United can recoup quite a lot of money, but United have to be smart how they spend the money, and one of them is going to obviously be Delap. And we got told before, irrespective if we make Champions League or not, that Delap's and Cunha is going to be on their agenda. Obviously, United will have some budget of some sort, and obviously there's 30 million. But I'm kind of confused at the moment with this whole Delap situation. I'm going to be so honest, right? 1 minute, we've got Laurie Whitwell that comes out. He's on Stretford Paddock. I like Stretford Paddock when Laurie Whitwell's on there. You get a good update, and it's a good conversation. So big up them for making that actually happen. And obviously they got good ties within sources and whatnot. I actually quite like the channel in general, unless Stephen House is on there. But for me, it's like he said about Delap and Europe being a massive factor. But if you strip that factor away, then what's come out today is saying that Delap's leaning towards Manchester United, where that's come from Nathan Salt as well. He's usually like he goes hand in hand with Chris Wheeler and obviously other sources as well. And then you bring it back at least a good, 9-10 days ago as well. And then Amorim's talking about, Gyökeres. He's coming out in the press conference or something like that. And he's, whatever it was, and he's talking about, he hasn't really spoken to Gyökeres. There's nothing there at the moment, blah, 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 blah. He's basically played that down. But then he's also said, we don't want players that want to come to Manchester United to be in a competition. We want players to come back to Manchester United because, they want to it's basically for pride and whatnot. They want to wear the badge. Now, that's why I don't understand about Delap. And how does that correlate? I'm not going to say no to Delap. 30 million. We just heard about for Frimpong, by the way, in the last show. If you watch Never a Foul, right? This is before, and it's a top 6 show talking about top 6 different things and whatnot. They say for 30 million, it's a great deal. You can't say no to that. It's the same thing with Delap. A year ago, about 6 months ago, someone said, Man United won Delap. I would have said, no, I'm not really sold on him. I don't really know. I'm not really for him. But right now, United can't be picky. And we keep chasing this guy. And I'm hoping at one point that it just gets done because I've had enough of what we've got up front. We can't really be picky. 30 minutes it's right at Man United's, it's literally right at Man United's alley. It makes sense. He's got a different catalogue of different goals, whether it's shots from the outside of the box, long ranges, poaching, headers, penalties. He's got the lot, right? And obviously he's English. So it fits that, remember that whole Brexit, that whole Brexit thing? That as well. United, basically Man United wanted English players and more of a Premier League core. You can't just go get Cunha and say we need more Premier League proven players and not go and get Premier League proven players. It makes no sense. That whole strategy is gone. So that's it, really. I'm not sold on that. I don't know. I think it's a risk. But at the same time, can United afford not to take risks? I think it's another question. What are you lot saying about Delap? Are you taking him? Would you want him based on the fact that he only comes because of Champions League? I'm not entirely sure. Sign Delap, sell Højlund, sign another striker on loan. I hope it would be that easy. I just given the pre-season games and 1-2 of the games of the new season with the new squad. Can't really get a good idea of Amorim and the new squad if it's just 1 or 2 games, though. Do you know what I mean? You can't just sack him. Let's say we got Liverpool away at Anfield and you lose, and then you've got I don't know. Maybe a home game could be a big it could be literally a determining factor if he's good enough or not. Imagine losing your first home game, considering everything that went on behind, last season is absolutely disgusting. I think Gyökeres rejected us. That's why Amorim made those comments. Yeah, but Gyökeres and Champions League, okay, cool, that's fine. But I don't think it was kind of weird about the timing. The timing was after the whole Delap news as well. I think it's a message maybe for both of them, but Gyökeres is at an age where he can demand that. He's one of the best strikers in the world at the moment, and he wants to go to a team that's probably ready to win now rather than another project. he's already done his graft. He done Coventry. Do you know what I mean? He done Sporting. Now he wants to go somewhere where he's going to be a part of the elite package and not have these kind of problems just in case. So it's a bit difficult. What else are you lot saying? We still need Højlund. We're not getting rid of him. We have to have at least 2 strikers available at all times. Yeah, but I reckon we can use Xerxes as the extra striker that we need. That's just my opinion. I don't think we need it, but just in case, he can put someone else up there. And I think it has to be Xerxes, because if you go get Cunha's and then Mbeumo's or Cherki's or whoever it may be, that kid from Argentina, you know, putting Xerxes up front is not the worst thing in the world when you've got goal scorers around you. So that's it. I think because we're in for Delap means Højlund is gone. So that's 2 strikers in. The second striker, I still reckon we should go for Jonathan David. I think he's really underrated. If anyone watches French league as well, a lot of people are judging him based off what they saw probably against Liverpool, not the greatest. But Jonathan David on a free should be something along the lines of Man United's territory. You should be looking at this guy and thinking he could definitely do something. But he's going to Inter Milan. Oh, if that's the case, that's a shame. That's really a shame. Man United need to start raiding Ligue 1 players. A lot of hidden gems over there for cheap. Especially with Lyon as well, man. They might not even make Champions League anymore, by the way. I think they dropped to 7th. And you got Cherki literally waiting there, waiting to be picked up. We need a lot of creativity. But I saw Cherki got linked with Man City, Tottenham, and Liverpool today. So I don't know how strong those links are, but it's not looking very good. I saw this as well. United looking for Semenyo, but I want Mbeumo. Both are the same age of 25. I don't want Semenyo. Like, honestly, I really don't want Semenyo. But at this point, would I say no to him? No, I'm taking him. Of course I am. We need goals. I mean, Cunha, Semenyo. Something tells me that Semenyo playing inside. I don't see it. I just don't see it. He's more of a winger. He needs space. You know, he's good in areas to get shots off. I understand that, but I'm not. I'd rather Mbeumo. I've seen him play more inside, like linking up with a striker more than Semenyo linking up with Evan Nilsson or something. It's just, I don't know. I don't know for Semenyo. It's just, they're going to ask for like 60 million. It's like their prized possession. They let Solanke go for like 60 million because of a release clause. How much are they going to ask for this guy? I know Semenyo is going to be 60 million as well. And we're looking at Cunha for 60 million. Doesn't exactly correlate, does it? I just don't understand, you know, these targets that United. It's like you're going beyond, and you think you can negotiate a lower fee. I just don't see it. But anyways, with this Delap stuff, we're not going to know anything until the next. Well, if we get Champions League, I think we wrap him up quite quick. I think we're ahead of Chelsea on that notice. But we got told, what, 1st of June, then we'll hear a decision or something along them lines in that week, because the window shuts for like a month. Does the window shut because of the whole Club World Cup? Something like that. And also, you know, Semenyo's both footed, but Mbeumo's, you know, he's got a wonder of a left foot. He can cross. Something we don't have in his team yet are good crosses of the ball. And Mbeumo would be very good at that. I think he definitely adds to that. What's this? Oh, this Wesley guy, man. Wesley, honestly, you're banned from all my streams, man. Anytime you know, how about this, Wesley, man? Because I'm noticing you in it, I'm gonna go to your parents. I'm gonna ask if your hand's available in it. You're gonna become my second bitch. You get it? You know what? You might even go down the table. Might even be my third bitch. That's how I feel about you. Do you know what I mean? I won't even touch you, but I'll just lock you up somewhere, basically, and say you have to stay there. Do you know what I mean? Because you're gonna be a good bitch. Otherwise, I'm going to tell your parents. Do you get it? I think that might be allowed. Don't you think, people? But every time I see you on another stream, yeah, no joke, I'm very petty. And I like to talk to my comments. I like to talk to the people, like right now as well. I like getting involved with the comments. So I'm going to notice every time I find you on another platform, I'm definitely going to be modded. You're getting banned. So go make some more profiles, Wesley M. Because guess what? You know what? Just like another guy. Let's see if you're an idiot enough. Let's go to your Wesley M. It sounds like you're from London. If I find out your last name, you're finished. Whoa. Destroyer. You make no sense. I didn't know you supported Man United. What do you mean we? We? I thought you supported Ajax. Are you not afraid, Cass, that if we raise 130 million with sales, minimum basically, and invest another 100 and the system doesn't work with specific system players again next year? I'm not too sure. Wait, hold on. Is that your burner, Sam? Is that your burner, VMMG? That's crazy. No, I'm not really afraid with that, because that's why I say United need to sign for the club. I don't think it's a system thing all the time. Like, players are suited to a system. Yeah, you can get a specific type of player. That's where there's a lot of questions around Ineos, right? Talking about what's your philosophy? What style do you want to go with? Because for me, with Euro, he can go into a back four. I think Aiden Heaven, we'll see how he develops a little bit. There's still a lot to judge him upon, right? Again, Cunha looks like it's nailed on. Delap, he's going to be a striker no matter what. Cunha can play 10 left wing. It doesn't really matter. You know, if we're looking at Edersons of the world, which I'm going to talk about now, he can play 8 or 6. He can play in a 2. He can play in a 3. I think it's quite easy. I think a lot of these players, and even if it's Ahmad, you know, we talk about Ahmad, even if he's playing at wing back, the guy can just go play right wing. We have quite a lot of option in and around. I don't think Man United should be buying for the manager for that specific system. Some players, yes, but players that can also adapt to another position as well. And that's probably the only risk that people in mind is, oh, but if you're buying a centre back, let's say Jonathan Tah. See Jonathan Tah, if Man United buy him and then also sack Amorim, that guy's going to suffer. But because he's on a free, that's fine. He's going buying anyways, right? But he can't play in the back two. The guy's a bozo. A super bozo is that. Even Mazraoui, where he's playing right centre back right now, right wing back, we all know that he's a competent enough right back. We know Mazraoui's class. So I'm not really afraid of that. United need to make sure they sign for the club and make sure that the type of players they get is not specifically just designed for that system. Of course, it helps with that. But going forward, that they're always going to have good players and good footballers. So that's that really for me. And even if you go get Cherki, again, the same kind of thing, or Mbumo. Mbumo can play up front, right wing. I don't know about this inside right forward, but we'll see how that goes. Cherki can play multiple positions on the wing, in the attacking mid, probably a bit more limited. We need to sign for the club no matter what. I'm so certain on that. Ederson, come out today by Alfredo Pedula. Like, I'm calling him the tier 1 of Italian news for Manchester United, other than Matteo Moretto. Obviously, he's working hand in hand with Fabrizio Romano. So people wonder, where's this guy come from all of a sudden? There you go. I think Fabrizio Romano's got some sort of agency or something at the moment. Like, it's a bit like what David Ornstein's built, you know, with Athletic. You know, he's got a lot of different journalists under his wing at the moment. And when it comes to Italian news, Matteo Moretto is definitely up there. But everyone knows of Alfredo Pedula, man. The guy's been nothing but hits for Manchester United. Every time there's some sort of report from Italy, I'm definitely look for that name. He come out earlier. I've literally got the screenshot here. I should really and truly have like a thing where I can pop up different news for you lot to see as well. But this is just managed a lot more easy. But from what I was seeing earlier, it said new contacts are in taking place for Ederson to Manchester United, but the 42 million proposal from last year will need to be improved. I watched Ederson yesterday against Roma. Yeah. They won 2-1. He ran the whole show. If you're going to go spend 50, 60 million on a player in central midfield, and you know you need a quality midfielder that can first phase, it can do it really well, press resistant, progresses the ball forward, why would you look past Ederson? I think he's that good. Athletic as well. Burners for days. He's gone okay. He pops up into the box at good times as well. Nearly scored yesterday. He probably should have scored yesterday, but he ran the show yesterday. Every time I watch this man play, I just think this man is just tailor-made that for someone like United. I swear on my life. But then you see him, I can just picture him in another like shirt, aka the Manchester City's I can just picture him in a Man City shirt, weirdly enough. I just don't know how serious United are going to be in for him. We've been tracking him for a whole year. A whole year. He's good in the first phase. I saw him pick up the ball yesterday enough times. Cristante and the rest of them, Manu Kone, they could not get near this guy. They couldn't get near him. I swear he is perfect for what we want going forward. He'd be instantaneously be our best midfielder. Instantaneously be our best midfielder and one of our most crucial midfielders. Every time I watch this man play, He always impresses. He's the best player on the pitch. You lot know I love Manu Kone. He had actually, to be fair, he had a great game yesterday. Even if he bought the dive. Should have won the penalty. But he couldn't get close near this guy. The little flicks he does first time, you know, even when he just pings it to the wing backs as well yesterday. Oh, one of the wing backs was getting on my nerves. But yeah, he was doing everything that you need. I actually think Ederson, yeah, is not. I think Serie A is too easy for him. I'll say it easy. Now, I'm not even overrating this guy. Because Serie A is so slow paced, and sometimes, you know, when you see a player and say, "Oh, I could just picture in another league," this guy suits fast paced football. On my life, it's way too slow for him. I don't think we're seeing the best of his abilities. It's a little bit. There's something missing, yeah, when it comes to him in that league. It's like he's not even trying as much as he needs to. He doesn't need to put in the extra burners that he needs to. Maybe because obviously Atalanta scores so many goals. They're quite good in possession. You know, even when it comes to transition, he blocks a lot of them transitions. He makes it look effortless. I think he suits the Premier League. No, I think he really suits the Premier League. It's so slow it's so slow over there. And sometimes that can make you think, oh, if it's too slow and he looks that good, maybe it's like the league that makes him look good. I think he suits the Premier League. But the issue is with me, he will need players to link up with no matter what. Because every time he was fizzing the ball into Lookman would literally turn around, carry the ball, and do the job. We can't have that with Garnacho. If you're going to get Ederson, you need to pair him up with someone who's going to fizz the ball into, aka your Cunhas of the world, or Cherkis of the world, or Mastantuanos of the world. I don't know. And we're going to keep talking about if he'd suit Bruno. He probably would suit Bruno in a pivot enough. But he is a man we need to go. He is a man that we need to go for if we're going to rebuild this midfield. If we're going to rebuild this midfield, we need him. We definitely need him. He cuts out too many transitions. Something we lack with is cutting out and sniffing out danger. The guy is brilliant. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. Teams ain't better than us. We're gifting effing goals. We are. Ederson will struggle with us. Bruno will keep lobbing the ball over him from the deep into Garnacho and Ahmad. I think Ederson will naturally, for us, go more into a 6 role or something like that at first, maybe. I think Bruno won't even get as much game time as people think he will next year. I think his minutes will be reduced. You watch Atalanta and watch United, you'll realize the Amorim system is horrid. No, but you know what it does to me though, Eric, yeah? When I watch Atalanta, I look at a system that's tailor-made for a lot of these players. Like Italian players, like they still got Zappacosta playing left wing back. Do you know what I mean? They're playing Darun at centre back. Jamitsi or Jim City, I can't remember how to say that. I think it's Jamitsi or whatever. Even him at left centre back, I think he's a back 3 centre back anyways. A lot of these look more like systematic players in a version, but some of them look like they would thrive regardless of what, even in like a 4-3-3 or maybe even a slower tempo transitional type of game. That's just for me. But when I look at Atalanta and look at obviously Amorim's Manchester United, it just tells me how crap Man United players really are. Honestly, a lot of the players at Atalanta wouldn't thrive at United because I don't see it in the Premier League. They don't suit the Premier League. Either they're just beyond it or they're just not good enough. Like even Retegui yesterday, he's a top scorer in Serie A at the moment. But I look at him and I thought, I don't think he'd suit the Premier League. I think he's fine where he is. He's kind of like an Immobile. But see Ederson, he didn't even get a goal nor an assist yesterday, I believe. And he's still got in the top. You know, Serie A, basically, they do this thing, right, where they select like 3, 4, 5 different players of who's going to be man in the match, who's got the top ratings. Ederson was in there. He just ran the damn show again. They can acclimate it since Ten Hag got us a lot of system players. Ten Hag got us a lot of players that just don't mix. He's destroyed us. Newcastle played the system better than us. Yeah, but even then they got ran back, even with 10 men by Chelsea. I like Newcastle. I mentioned them yesterday on this show as well. But look at the type of players they got. Band for band, they got a better 11 than United. You know, Bruno Gomes, Tonali is a wicked pairing. Lewis Hall, if he was fit, not fit, obviously, they had to play Livramento there. But like Lewis Hall is a flying wing back if you need him to be. Livramento is a complete fullback if you need him to be. He's good at attacking. Jacob Murphy, elite at wing back. He could just do it all anyways. Jacob Murphy's a solid player, a very good utility player at that. You know, you got Isak, you got Gordon, you got flipping Harvey Barnes. You put that front 3 and compare that to Man United's. They had Sven Botman come back. Even when you look at Dan Burn, probably more suited to a back 3. You know what I mean? Fabian Shaw. Like, that team is just on 11. That team's wicked, man. You've got that Newcastle team's cracked. What are you saying there, Yosh? He says, I'm sorry, Caspar. If we lose that final, I want Amorim gone. Might not be his fault, but he has to go. On the flip side, if we win it, it's going to be the biggest boost in his career I've ever seen. Yeah. Yeah, true. Amorim has to adapt his system. I can't lie. We're doing too much running, man. I don't think it's enough running. We just got too many bozos. Like, look at the way Maguire got skipped. Have you ever seen a defender defend the way Maguire does when someone hits them on a transition? Like, literally. Have you ever seen that? Even when you look at the way he was muddling the ball in the box, it's nothing short of horrendous, man. What do you think of Gasperini? I can't lie, if it's a mature playing system, Gasperini's just in his element, though, over in Italy. He's in his element. I think he's a good manager. He's done a brilliant job at Atalanta. He's changed so many different players from like Zapata and whatnot, going into obviously now Retegui, and then obviously Scamacca being there. He's had so many different options up front, different options in the midfield. Gossens used to be there as well. What the hell is that? It's my nose, isn't it? Flip's sake. Yeah, Gasperini's a good manager. Even he won the Europa League, innit? He won the Europa League over Leverkusen last year. So yeah. If Amorim loses the Europa League, will you back him still? Against Tottenham? You lot are putting me in a... Why did you have to ask that? Why did you have to ask that question now? I'm not gonna lie. I'm very 50-50. I'm not gonna lie. I know these players are scrubs, but you know, two things can be true in it. Two things can be true. Are the players good enough? No. Is the manager good enough? It could also mean no. I'm a very, you know, it is. You lot know me by now, and if you're a new subscriber, big up. But I'm very, when it comes to losing, I'm a very bad loser. I'm a sore loser. Very emotional. I try to become collective as much as possible, or collected. Logical. I try, but I'm way too emotional, man. In the moment, I might say some things that I might regret. Very reactionary as well. It's just, I don't know, man. You know what? It's just that I can't. I don't know. You know, I don't hide. But I'm gonna be honest with you, lot. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell the future. We'll know next week how I feel. But why? I'm not the only one that feels this, because I said, and I'm gonna be consistent with it, right? Regardless of Amorim, the situation of Man United goes far beyond than the manager. Do you get what I mean? It goes far beyond the manager. And I'm convinced by that. Something tells me that Amorim's not a poor coach. Like, something within me is telling me he's not an actual poor coach. He's not a bum. He goes somewhere else and, you know what I mean, he thrives. I feel like I think he's a good coach. I just think I think he's just been dealt a really bad hand. Even when Ten Hag left, we was in 13th. We wouldn't even have much more points. I'll be real. I don't know where it had gone, but something's telling me that he's not a poor coach. Like, even now, I don't know what it is. I don't want to get rid of him. Maybe I'm a delusional fan, as some may say, or I'm overly giddy. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what, even if I say Amorim out, what difference does it make? Or Amorim in, what difference does it make? I just want to see Man United win. I don't really care what manager is in charge at this point. Does that make sense? I don't even care what manager's in charge anymore, because this squad is that bad. It doesn't change anything for me. That even if he goes, the squad is still crap. I think again, it's so different at the moment. I probably won't be. I might say some harsh things, but I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna be Amorim out. I'm player FC out. I'm player FC out. Fuck them off. Get rid of. That's it. That's it, really, man. I just don't know what it is. It's every time there's a situation in games, I don't look at Amorim all the time. I just like, why can these players not finish the damn dinner? They just can't. Yeah, I know some of you are a lot more ruthless than what I may be. It's just, yeah. I don't think anyone does better with these players. Again, I said, even if United were on form, Ahmad still gets injured or Xerxes still gets... If we play it the way we need to play it, does Ahmad even get his chance under Amorim? Again, I don't think we're finishing anything higher than 11th or 10th. And then we're going to be cussing out this low block football. And then some of these players might get ruled in new contracts because they look good when they should be gone. I don't know, man. Hopefully I don't get too much abuse from that, but I'm not too sure. By the way, we're 13 likes away from 100, 13. So if anyone could run the extra likes, that would be absolutely sick. And there's actually I think there's more United news that's coming out now. But I might be back later with a panel. I might be on later with Saeed as well. I might have a late show. It depends. It depends. I'll see what goes on. But there's so many different things to discuss. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But anyways, people, hit them likes. Love as always. And actually, you know what? Who's live? Is there anyone that's live that I kind of like? I mean, Sean's live. Who can we raid? Is there anyone? All right, is there anyone, yeah, that's not got many subscribers and they're live right now? Oh, Moise is a bum, like a complete bum. I'm not even trying to hear that part. Is there anyone live that, like, I don't really know them? They might have like 5 people watching. Trying to find now. Even on Never a Foul, maybe. Is Lee live, yeah? Lee Gunner's live? I don't see that he's live. Are you sure Lee's live? Uh, 2 p.m. with rants. All right, cool. Let's raid Lee then. Make sure you... What can we say to Lee? What can we say to Lee? Arteta in. All right, hashtag Arteta in when we go and raid Lee. And then just say Cass raid as well, but just don't worry about that. Just say yeah, just say Arteta in. There we go. Let's raid him up, man. Fuck Goldbridge. Nah, to be fair,